Greetings, Internet. This is Lily. Today, I am posting a video about the words of a West Virginia pro-Kavanaugh councilman named Eric Barber. Who has been quoted as telling me and my fellow liberals to be ready to go get our coat hangers. Seeming to insinuate that as a result of Mr. Kavanaugh's nomination to the United States Supreme Court, liberal women should be prepared to be ready to have unsafe abortions. Mr. Barber is from West Virginia. Mr. Barber once I have uploaded this video onto my YouTube, I'm going to plaster it all over the internet because I want it to be certain to reach you. In my own spirituality, Mr. Barber, I'm about as eclectic as they come. But I have as many have had good cause in my spiritual history to become at least decently acquainted with my Bible. Mr. Barber, go ahead and be ready to hunt me if you want to, because by your measure, I am the alt-left. I am more liberal on some topics than many of my fellow leftists. If you hunt the alt-left, you hunt me. Go ahead, these are my piecing words. I'm ready to turn the other cheek. Mr. Barber, the words that you spoke should be a disappointment to every real conservative Christian on the planet. Because the way my Bible raised me in a way that was not forced on me, I might add, by anybody but my own interest. The way my Bible raised me what you said was not conservative enough to biblical ethics. It did not conserve Christian ethics or behavior. It spit in its face. I have met a lot of people many political paths and many religious paths and spiritual paths. And what you said should be a disappointment to anybody with a heart, independent of political orientation or religion. Mr. Barber, partly for neurological and partly for psychological reasons, since I was about 3, I and my brain have wrestled with an anger problem. There is nothing in relation to that particular vice and my relatively little mastery of it, of which I have to boast. I'm being open with you. Right now, now. I feel what for me is mildly angry. Because I have turned of mine own free will a measure of that anger that reading your words inspired in me to pain. Because in me, my anger is more damaging than my pain. Mr. Barber, I am liberal for more than one reason. Only one of them is political. One of them is philosophical, and another is linguistic. And the linguistic reason is because I want my government to be free and generous with the rights it accords everybody, including those I disagree with. That's what liberalis means. Or liber. It means both free and generous. And giving. If you give a liberal donation to a cause you support, you are also being liberal in this sense. I am liberal because I am philosophically generous. And would that my government be morally, legally, philosophically, and ethically generous. With how many freedoms and rights it protects, that it holds safe. That's liberal. I am capable of voicing these words unto you, Mr. Barber, in a peaceful and centered way. Because you are an existing being who in a personal sense means nothing to me. Impersonally, you are an existing being who happens to be Republican. And happens to think himself, rather incorrectly, a conservative Christian. I say rather incorrectly, because nobody who truly wanted to live in a way that conserved at all strictly the ethical teachings of the Christian fathers. Let alone the Hebrew scriptures. You might know it better as the Old Testament. Would tell anybody to be ready to get their coat hangers, to be ready to put their lives at risk. Being pro-life means being pro-every life, including the lives of those you disagree with, even if you personally hate them. Even if you personally disagree with them. Or wished that they didn't exist. If you're really pro-life, you're pro-every life, not just the lives of those you agree with. I've met pro-life people of every political walk. The words you spoke were not pro-life. And if you want to be conservative Christian, then they were not conservative enough. As I have said, I am eclectic, meaning I mix and match. Faith practices and ethical teachings. I don't live mine ideals perfectly, Mr. Barber. That's why they're ideals. But this right here in front of me is what conservative Christianity would sound like. The letter of Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 13. Red letter edition. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, I am become as sounding brass, or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Charity beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanquish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass, darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three, but the greatest of these is charity. That, Mr. Barber of West Virginia, is conservative Christianity. From the Apostle Paul. From his letter to the Corinthians, chapter 13. If you wish, in the language I learned first, which is Hungarian. That is what this verse sounds like. Pál első levele a Korinthusiakhoz 13. A szeretet. Ha emberek vagy angyalok nyelvén szólok is, szeretet pedig nincsen bennem, olyannál lettem, mint a zengő érc vagy pengő cimbalom. és ha profétálni is tudok, ha minden titkot ismerek is, és minden bölcsességnek birtokában vagyok, és ha teljes hitem van is, úgy, hogy hegyeket mozdíthatok el, szeretet pedig nincsen bennem, semmi vagyok. És ha szétosztom az egész vagyonomat, és testem tűzhalálra szánom, szeretet pedig nincs bennem, semmi hasznom abból. A szeretet türelmes, jóságos. A szeretet nem irigykedik. A szeretet nem kérkedik, nem fuvalkodik fel. A szeretet nem viselkedik bántóan, nem keresi a maga hasznát, nem gerjed haragra, nem rója fel a rosszat. Nem örül a hamisságnak, de együtt örül az igazsággal. Mindent elfedez, mindent hisz, mindent remél, mindent eltűr. A szeretet soha el nem múlik, de legyen bár profétálás, el fog töröltetni. Legyen nyelveken való szólás, meg fog szűnni. Legyen ismeret, el fog töröltetni, mert töredékes az ismeretünk, és töredékes a profétálásunk. Amikor pedig eljön a tökéletes, eltöröltetik a töredékes. Amikor gyermek voltam, úgy szóltam, mint gyermek, úgy éreztem, mint gyermek, úgy gondolkoztam, mint gyermek. Amikor pedig férfivá lettem, elhagytam a gyermeki dolgokat. Mert most tükör által homályosan látunk, akkor pedig színről színre, most töredékes az ismeretem, akkor pedig úgy fogok ismerni, ahogyan engem is megismert az Isten. Most azért megmarad a hit, a remény, a szeretet. E három. Ezek közül pedig a legnagyobb a szeretet. Mr. Barber, you just heard the same excerpt in Hungarian, my native language. And sir, if you have ears for just one more. I will make an attempt. Si linguis hominum loquar et angelorum caritatem autem non habeam, factus sum velut, et sonans aut cymbalum tiniens, et si habuero prophetiam, et noverim mysteria omnia, et omnem scientiam, et habuero omnem fidem ita, ut montes transferam caritatem autem non habuero nihil sum. et si distribuero in cibus pauperum omnes facultates meas, et si tradidero corpus meum, ut ardeam caritatem autem non habuero, nihil mihi prodest. Caritas patiens est, benigna est, caritas non emulatur, non agit perperam, non inflatur, non est ambitiosa, non querit quae sua sunt, non irritatur, non cogitat malum, non gaudet super iniquitatem, cum gaudet autem veritati, omnia suffert, omnia credit, omnia sperat, omnia sustinet. Caritas nunquam excidit, sive profetiae evacuavuntur, sive linguae cessabunt, sive scientia destruetur, ex parte enim cognoscimus, et ex parte profetamus, cum autem venerit, quod perfectum est evacuabitur, quod ex parte est, cum essem parvulus loquebar, ut parvulus, sapiebam ut parvulus, cogitabam ut parvulus, quando factus sum vir, evacuavi quae erant parvuli, videmus nunc per speculum in enigmate, tunc autem facie ad faciem nunc cognosco ex parte, tunc autem cognoscam sicut et cognitus sum, nunc autem manet fides, spes, caritas. Tria hec, maior autem his est caritas. Mr. Barber, after I read your words, I went right to my personal library knowing I had to make this video. Not one word of this was planned. I knew when I went into my personal library and the very first thing my eyes saw on the bookshelf was a copy of the Vulgate itself. That I was okay making this video. These are my piecing words, Mr. Barber. My doving words, if you will. I'm a liberal. I am the alt-left. Go ahead. Hunt me. Do what thou wilt. Here's my other cheek. What I just read to you from the Bible is conservative Christianity, Mr. Barber. Those are my doving words. I hope they reach you. Bless you.